Hey, welcome back to the OGC. My name's Jake, and believe it or not, it's spring, but yeah, I got a hat on. It was 75 yesterday. Today it's like 40, so I don't know. Anyway, today what I want to do is summarize our snowblower. So this is something that I do every year, and it's not too difficult, but some tips and tricks along the way that I like to do that keep these things running. So you don't have issues in the fall when you forget about it, and then you have a snowstorm, and then you can't get the thing running because you forgot about it, and yeah, yada, yada, yada. So I had an issue with this one towards the end with the drive. It was getting kind of weak. I think the belt is slipping, and I recommend now is the time to go through and do all that. So we're gonna start there. Let's pull the belt cover off this and see what we're looking at. I'm suspecting we got a bad drive belt we need to replace. Then I want to go ahead and change the oil on it and drain the fluids out of the carburetor, the gas out of the carburetor, and just make sure it's ready, maybe some rust treatment, make sure it's ready to go next fall. All right, let's do it. All right, this is a Poulan Pro. However, all your typical manufacturers are going to be very similar and set up just like this one. First thing we got to do is there's going to be a cover over your belt drive, and it's going to be one or two 3/8 bolts. Let me remove those a minute. We'll get this cover off. Okay, once you get those two bolts loose, you just pull this off, and there's our access to our belts. Let's take a look and see what we find. All right, well, right away, you can see our two belts. This is for the auger, the part in the front. This is for the drive, forward and reverse. And you can see there's definitely an issue. It is all the way off there. The belt's actually completely off the drive. So that's not good. So we are, you can tell this one is, I replaced this one a couple years ago. You can see how much nicer that one looks as opposed to, look how rough that one is. All right, next step is, there's a bolt here on the chute, one bolt that pulls this whole assembly off. We need to pull that off next. This bolt is a, what size is this? This bolt's a 9/16. We'll just pop this off. All right, so to remove the belts, we have a belt guard on here. This one's got two bolts, two 1/2-inch bolts. We're gonna pull those out so we can get the belt around these bars. All right, let's get these out of here. Now on this particular model, these bolts are different sizes, so we're going to want to make sure we keep that in mind when we go to reassemble. The one on the right is shorter. This should pop right off, just like that. Your washer fell off there. I'm going to put those bolts right back in there. Well, maybe not. We're going to leave those just like that, so I remember. All right, now we've got access here. Nothing's in our way. Next step is there's going to be two bolts. One here and one here we need to remove, and that's going to allow us to split this in half. And we need to do that to be able to reach down to the bottom pulleys to get these belts off. I got a stool here to catch it. If we need to. There we go. The belt on the top here is going to have to come off before we tilt it. So I'm going to tilt it back up, get the top off, and then lower it back down. I'm going to this one off the top here. Maybe. There it goes. Now we should be able to lower it. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do is take our drive belt, which has already fallen off, and I'm going to put it down in this lower part here off the top one, hopefully just like that. And hopefully that gives us enough extra belt to loop it off the bottom down there. And you can see how it's jammed in here real bad. Normally wouldn't be like that, hopefully for you. I actually want to walk it off the back towards the engine side, not the way it's forcing itself right now. So let me work on that a minute. Okay, so our tensioning pulley, which is the one that goes in here, there's a spring. I just popped it out, just unhooked the spring. I'll show you when I put it back in. It kind of just fell out. Now, we are going to try to loop this thing around the right way. All right, truth go on and be told, it's been like a week. I got the new belt. I had to special order it because the belt that was on it was not the right belt. I've obviously never replaced this belt. And so it was hard to figure out which belt we actually needed. Just took a bit. So put this on here. It's a little tricky. There it goes. I'll help with a screwdriver. It works. Make sure you got it on there, and then we'll just slide it on like that. All right, when you do this, just make sure you get your washers in the right spot here. So you got this guide that goes around both your two bolts that you removed. Then the guide kind of bends and comes out, so it goes around this thicker washer. And then you got two more washers and your bolt goes through. This one, it's just two washers and it goes right to the block. And that holds your belts. Now, I gotta sneak this belt on. We gotta close it up to get this belt on, but let's try doing that in a minute. Tensioner is kind of in the way, it looks like here. So this here was rubbing on this when I closed this up. So I think this has to go on the outside, which means you have to hold this open when you close it. I think. I'm gonna try doing that right now. Let's see if that changes anything. Yes. I think it does change things. All right, next let's get the chute back on. I want to clean it up a little bit though before I throw it on there. Well, you got it apart as well. There we go. Better. This should go like this. Okay, that seems to work pretty good. Get the other side. Okay. All right, now before we put the cover back on, let me tighten up the guides and then let's start it up and see if we fixed our issue here with the drive belt. I'm thinking we did, but just to make sure. All right, I'm gonna fire this thing up and we're gonna try our auger and our drive. Let's see what happens. Choke, couple pumps. It didn't work. Get it off here. That's not right. It does not sound good. Okay, so I figured it out. Stupid mistake. Let me show you what I did and why it wasn't working, or why it worked for a second. So the large washer goes on first, then your arm, your pulley arm, then the guide, then your standard washer and lock washer. I had it so that this arm, so it's basically has to ride on that big washer. There's like a little nipple on it, and it wasn't right on there, so it was real. Once I tightened the bolt, everything was tight. Now it's nice and loose. You can see it moves nice and loose in there, and it allows that spring to keep tension. So technically now, if I didn't burn the belt up, let's fire it back up. It should work. Beautiful. Really good. So I think you got that all figured. Let's go ahead and throw the cover back on it, and then I think we'll get into draining the oil. And let me show you how I do that. All right, back out here. Now that we got the belts changed and everything looking good there, the next thing I like to do is let's fire it up, let it run. I don't know, let's let it run a couple minutes, heat up the oil. Then I'm gonna shut the fuel off to the carburetor and let it run out of gas. I like to do that so there's nothing left really in that carburetor bowl to tarnish over the summer. And by doing that, we can make sure the oil's got a little bit of heat in it, so when we change the oil, it'll be good to go for next year. So let's fire it up and do that. There we go. We are out of gas. Now, if you have a metal tank, what you're going to want to do is make sure it's topped off, and that one is. I filled it already. Reason for that being is you don't want any air get in there and moisture, because that's how your tank rusts. So don't drain the tank, fill it all the way up, get all the air out of it so it can't condensate, and just leave it. You can drop a little stable in there if you want, some sea foam. But if you run ethanol-free fuel, rec fuel they call it, you won't have a problem. At least I never have. Let's get over here and let's get the drain plug out. This is our drain plug here. And get the oil out of this thing while it's warm. Of course, they don't make these too easy to get to with the tire. Now you can take the tire off and get your drain plug closer. But then this thing's teetering and everything else. So I got this long funnel. I'm gonna try to direct the oil from there over the tire. This is a 10mm bolt. Let's see here. That whole thing is loosening up. So there it goes. Let's see how big of a mess I can try not to make here. Doesn't look too bad. It's dark. I don't do this every year. All right, get this finished draining and we'll fill it back up. All right, looks like our drip is finished. This particular 208cc engine holds about 20 ounces of oil capacity. And we didn't get all of it out, so that's about right where we're at. So let me go ahead and put the plug back in it. Here. And then clean up our mess. Okay, for our refill on this one, it's right here on top. Real easy. Let me grab a quart and we'll fill it up. All right, I'm just going to use standard 30 weight for this one because that's what I have. So, Fram that I've had forever. Fresh oil going in. And that's really all there is to it. We should be good to go now. Everything's wiped down. We got a new belt for the drive. We got fresh oil. And we filled up the gas tank so there's no space for condensation. Simple as that. This should be ready to fire up on that next snowstorm, hopefully for not like 9 more months, because I am over winter. Appreciate you guys very much. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate all of you who have watched this far, and we'll see you next time on a new project.